For decades, Pan Am looked like the airline of the future. It flew oceans before most people imagined global travel as normal. It helped define the jet age. Its name meant passports, terminals, pilots in crisp uniforms, international routes, and the idea that the world was getting smaller. Pan Am did not just sell tickets, it sold modernity. Then the world it helped create turned against it. In January 1991, Pan Am filed for bankruptcy protection. Later that year, it sold key international routes to Delta. By December 1991, the original Pan Am stopped flying. That is the contradiction. The airline that symbolized global aviation could not survive global aviation as a mature business. This was not a simple story of bad service or a weak brand. Pan Am had one of the strongest brands in travel history. The problem was that its strengths were designed for a different moment. Quick recap. Every company is shaped by four forces: market, the conditions they operate in; money, how they're funded, and what that costs them; management, the decisions made at the top; moment, the timing and events they didn't choose. All four are always present. Only one is decisive. Pan Am is a moment case. Management made mistakes. Money became brutal. The airline market changed. But the decisive force was the historical moment. Deregulation, fuel shocks, changing route economics, and geopolitical risk hit an airline built for the old international aviation order. Pan Am was not too small for its brand. It was too exposed for its era. The old market favored Pan Am. International aviation used to be shaped by route rights, national prestige, regulation, aircraft access, and government relationships. Pan Am thrived in that world. It was not just another carrier fighting over every domestic route. It was a global symbol with valuable international presence. But the airline market matured. More competitors gained long-haul aircraft. Travel became more price-sensitive. Domestic networks mattered because they fed international routes. Frequent flyer programs, hub economics, corporate contracts, and cost discipline became more important. Pan Am had a famous international network, but it lacked the same kind of strong domestic feed that major U.S. competitors could use to fill planes. That matters because long-haul aviation is not just about glamorous destinations. It is about load factors, connections, fuel, fleet utilization, and route economics. The market became less romantic and more operational. Pan Am's brand still meant something, but brand could not fill every seat at the right fare. Airlines are financial machines with wings. They need expensive aircraft, fuel, maintenance, airport slots, labor, insurance, and constant utilization. Small changes in fuel price, demand, or competition can destroy profit quickly. Pan Am carried the costs of a global airline without the same domestic fortress that later network carriers could rely on. It also sold assets over time to survive. Asset sales can buy time, but they can also shrink the future. The airline faced oil shocks, recession pressure, and debt. When a company is already financially strained, every external shock hits harder. You cannot invest freely. You cannot absorb bad years. You cannot wait out every crisis. Money was not the original cause. Money was the amplifier. Pan Am's financial position made the moment more lethal. Deregulation and competition would have hurt anyway. Fuel shocks would have hurt anyway. Security risk would have hurt anyway. But with a weak balance sheet, each shock took away options. That is how iconic companies get cornered. Not all at once, one necessary asset sale at a time. Management made real choices that matter. Pan Am struggled to build a domestic network. It bought national airlines in 1980, partly to solve that problem. But integration and economics were difficult. The company needed feed, but buying feed did not instantly create a healthy system. It also had to decide what to protect: routes, brand, aircraft, labor, peace, or liquidity. In a crisis, protecting everything usually means protecting nothing well. But management is not the decisive force because Pan Am's problem was larger than one boardroom. The airline was built for a world of regulated prestige routes and national symbol aviation. The new world was less forgiving. Even better management would have faced the same brutal equation: international exposure, weakened domestic feed, fuel volatility, deregulated competition, and external shocks. Management could have changed the odds. It could not change the era. This is the decisive force. Airline deregulation changed the rules. Oil shocks changed the cost structure. New long-haul aircraft and stronger competitors changed route economics. Security risk changed the brand environment of international travel. Pan Am was exposed to all of it. A company can survive one shock if the rest of the system is strong. Pan Am faced a sequence. Deregulation made competition more intense. Fuel costs punished inefficient routes. Recessions pressured travel demand. The 1988 Lockerbie bombing damaged the airline emotionally, legally, and commercially. The Gulf War and travel weakness added more pressure near the end. The exact causes should be sourced carefully in production, but the shape is clear. Pan Am's world changed faster than Pan Am could rebuild itself. That is moment decisive. The company was not killed by the disappearance of air travel. Air travel kept growing. It was killed by the transition from aviation as prestige infrastructure to aviation as unforgiving network economics. So what killed Pan Am? Market changed. Global travel became more competitive, more network-driven, and more price-sensitive. Money amplified the damage. Debt, fuel, aircraft costs, and asset sales narrowed the path. Management struggled to adapt. The domestic feed problem never became a clean strength. Moment was decisive. Deregulation, oil shocks, geopolitical risk, and change in airline economics hit a carrier designed for an earlier world. The simple version is that Pan Am was too old-fashioned. The sharper version is that Pan Am was built for a moment when global aviation rewarded prestige, access, and international reach. Then the moment changed. The brand could still make people dream, but the business needed something less glamorous. Feed traffic, cost control, route density, and a balance sheet strong enough to absorb shocks. Pan Am had the mythology of the jet age. It did not have the economics of the next age. Next case is BlackBerry. It owned the smartphone for work, then watch the smartphone become someone else. If you want the next case before it goes public, join the free corporate anatomy briefing. The link is in the description.